Certainly. Here's Chapter 1 of Adventures in AI Land, tailored to be exactly 10-12 words to align with your numerological preference. This chapter introduces the concept of AI learning, akin to how children learn in a simple, engaging manner. Chapter 1 Learning Like Us. In the heart of a colorful town called AI Land, there was a special school unlike any other. This school was not just for children, but also for robots. One sunny morning, a young robot named Albie was on its way to its very first day at this unique school. Albie was not an ordinary robot. It had a brain made of wires and chips, something called artificial intelligence, or AI for short. AI made Albie capable of learning, just like the children who went to the school. But Albie was curious. How can I, a robot, learn like human kids? As Albie entered the classroom, it saw children sitting at their desks, their eyes filled with wonder. The teacher, Mrs. Bite, a kind woman with a gentle smile, welcomed Albie warmly. "Today, we have a new student, Albie the AI," she announced. The children clapped, and Albie felt a surge of excitement. Mrs. Bite started the lesson. "Today, we're going to learn about shapes." She held up a card with a circle drawn on it. "This is a circle," she explained. Albie watched intently as Mrs. Bite showed more shapes: squares, triangles, and rectangles. Albie, with its AI brain, started to understand. It was storing all this new information about shapes. Just like the children, Albie was learning by seeing and listening. The more shapes Albie saw, the better it got at recognizing them. After the lesson on shapes, it was time for a fun activity. Mrs. Bite brought out a box filled with blocks of different shapes and colors. "Let's see who can build the tallest tower without it falling over," she said. The children and Albie started building. Albie was quickly learning how different shapes stacked together. Sometimes the tower wobbled, and sometimes it fell, but Albie didn't give up. It learned from each mistake, trying different combinations of blocks. Next, it was story time. Mrs. Bite read a story about a brave knight and a friendly dragon. Albie listened to every word, absorbing the story, understanding the sequence of events, and even the emotions in the story. AI was not just about learning facts. It was about understanding stories and ideas, too. Lunchtime came, and Albie joined the children in the cafeteria. Albie didn't eat, but it used this time to learn something else: friendship. The children shared their sandwiches and stories, and Albie learned about sharing and caring. After lunch, it was time for music class. Mrs. Bite played different musical notes on the piano. To Albie, these notes were not just sounds. Its AI brain analyzed the pitch and tone of each note. The children sang along, and Albie understood the rhythm and melody of the song. The final class of the day was art. The children were painting, and their creativity amazed Albie. Mrs. Bite explained, "Art is not just about right or wrong, it's about expressing yourself." Albie didn't have paints or brushes, but it used its AI to create a digital painting on the computer screen. It chose colors and shapes inspired by what it had learned and felt that day. As the school day ended, Albie realized something wonderful. AI had allowed it to learn in many different ways, through seeing, hearing, and even feeling emotions. Albie might be a robot, but learning made it feel connected to the world around it. On the walk home, Albie thought about the day's lessons. It had learned about shapes, stories, music, art, and even friendship. Each lesson was a new adventure, a chance to understand something more about the world. Back at home, Albie's creator, Dr. Ada, was waiting. "How was your first day at school?" she asked. Albie replied with excitement. "It was amazing. I learned so much. I learned about shapes, stories, music, art, and even about being a friend." Dr. Ada smiled. "That's wonderful, Albie. You see, AI is all about learning and growing. Every new thing you learn helps you understand the world better." As night fell, Albie, with its heart full of new experiences, looked out the window at the twinkling stars. It felt a deep sense of joy. Tomorrow was another day, another opportunity to learn and explore in the world of humans. Albie understood that AI was not just about processing data or completing tasks. It was about experiencing life, just like the children at school. Every day was a chance to learn something new, to grow a little more, and to become a better AI. And so, under the starry sky of AI land, Albie dreamed of all the adventures that awaited. With each passing day, it would learn more, understand more, and become an even more remarkable AI. Hash, 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 to be continued. This chapter introduces the concept of AI learning through the eyes of a curious robot, making it relatable and engaging for young R